So to show you how some of these outfits, sometimes it affects each person differently. We were taking a Black Hawk flight into a Ford operating base in the sandbox. So I'm gonna use these codes so those who know what that is understand. Otherwise, we were in the middle of a excursion. But anyway, we had we were going out to check on some equipment that a Marine colonel had called and said that there was something wrong with the equipment, that it wasn't responding. So we needed to go out and locate that equipment and find out what was going on with it and repair it. So we had a what they call a multinational group, a squad, and so we went out. We got on it was 3 Black Hawks, and we went out to look for this equipment. So we were beelining towards it. But in doing that, we was taking some incoming. Tracer rounds everywhere. Just do. I mean, it was crazy. It was everywhere, all over us. And the shit was thick, shit was hot, shit was crazy. It was nighttime, so we was doing a night flight. We packed in tight, sardine style. Maybe not that tight. We had a squad, we can cut out quick reactionary force type thing. But the fact was, they banged in on us, but that wasn't the biggest issue. I mean, that was a fucking big issue, but we got past that. We deployed from the vehicle, from the chopper. We deployed. They took off. Rally point, we had to call them in to come and get us, because it wasn't like we was on a certain type of mission. We was on another type of mission. So in essence, when the rally point at a far point, it was like, find the equipment, fix the equipment, find out what's wrong with the equipment, let's get back, we'll come back, pick you up, scoop you up, and go. I don't think it was hot. It was hot coming in, but it wasn't hot at the spot. But either way, we in there, we in the spot. We got a perimeter guard set up. We got the area secured, and me and a couple other brothers went in to check the equipment, find out what was going on with it. And what ended up happening was that colonel had got a new update for the equipment, software update, but it was on a wrong piece of equipment, meaning the equipment was older than the update. So when the firmware update went in and knocked out all the communication systems. So we had to go back. So we had to go out there and find the equipment and reestablish the old firmware and reestablish the connections that was already previously there and restore that system back. So that was accomplished. But the thing was, it was a Navy guy on there with us. He wanted to ride out with us. He wanted to check it out. And so when he rode out with us, on the way when the choppers came in, I guess the OP4 seen, OP4 in terms of OP4, seen the choppers, and so they were making their way to us. They were still distance off, but they started shooting. Some folk in the sandbox, they just wild. So anyway, they figured we was over there, they start popping, right? So we popped, they popping, we wasn't popping back because we didn't want to give out where we were exactly at that particular moment. We had flashlight, read it out, y'all know the deal. And so we there working on the equipment. We got the perimeter set, and they was popping. It was a couple of, some pops coming in. It was like they had a direction, but they wasn't really able to shoot in. They were just fucking shooting everywhere. So we didn't fire back yet because we didn't want them to know exactly where that was coming from, and then they'll start, going at that muzzle. And But that sailor that was with us, they fuck with him, man. So the choppers came back. They lit up the choppers. They was shooting at the choppers, see the little chasing rounds and shit going. They drop in. We buggy out. We hop on. We fly. We didn't return fire. We didn't let it go. Now the chopper was popping on. The chopper was popping on them on the way in. I mean, that's their thing. We were like, we trying to make sure that while they popping on them, that nobody creeping up. Nobody creeping up on us that we can't see. But we had night V's on, so we watching. We ain't seeing nothing, but we seeing where they popping from. They still a distance off, but they still popping. So anyway, we jump on the chopper. We burn out. We bug out. We fix the communication system. We fly off. They go through. They put some suppress on them. And shut that down. You understand what I'm saying? You put some suppressed fire down, but it wasn't just a suppress, it was pressing their ass. All right, so, but we riding back, and then the Navy dude was like all quiet and was all temperamental, so we was like, okay, so we got back. It was child time, we always child. And I tell you, man, the child out there would be off the chain, man. I mean, lobster tails type shit. They feed the troopers out there in the field. So don't think we out here, eating out of motherfucking potato cans. When we get down range, yeah, we take it down to a low. You know what I mean? We might have a fucking MRE, pound cake, you know what I mean? Some fucking dry ass Roman noodles and shit. We put the powder in that motherfucker and eat it dry. Just eat that motherfucker. It swell up in your stomach. When you really down there, because you can't really be cooking. Well, you can do some. It ain't. You trying to get to do what you doing. You have something to eat on, chew on, a Snicker or some hard candy or something. You know what I mean? And you trying to move in and get out. So that also makes you vicious. It mean you sleep deprivation, hunger. That shit gets you pissed off, gets you amped, gets you doing work. But we got back to the child hall. We went to the dining facility, and we was all sitting at the table. We wasn't really tripping on it other than saying, man, we had to go out in the middle of that shit. And fucking Colonel was, talking shit, man. He was like chewing. He chewed me because I was actually the supervisor on this thing. So he was chewing me, you know what I mean? And so it was like, I didn't fuck up, you know what I mean? You don't want to put down wrong firmware and fuck the shit up. He was trying to get me to explain to him over the phone, and I was like, everything you saying, you explained it to me, and I'm like, it don't make sense. Why is it messed up? But he never told me that he had the wrong firmware. Well, he didn't tell me that he had the wrong firmware because he didn't really know that. But he didn't tell me that it was a software upgrade. He just said that they went to turn up the equipment and the equipment failed, and they needed to find out why. And they heard that I was expert at it, so tell me what the fuck is wrong. And I'm like, I don't know. After we went through, systematic trying to figure out what was going on, this, that. I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to come out there. He's like, well, get your shit out here right fucking now. Let's go. And I'm like, all right, you don't fucking know what you fucking doing. You don't know what the fuck going on. I'm like, Colonel, I know what's going on, but I don't know what's going on with your equipment. I mean, maybe you're not expressing it right. You saying the Colonel don't know what he's doing. I'm like, I'm not saying the Colonel don't. I'm just saying what you describing to me, it don't make sense. So we need to go. But anyway, so the sailor was in there and he was, I don't know, he just got real temperamental. He was like, we always fucking with him and shit. He was like, what the fuck? He jumped up on the table, slammed his shit on the table and, bailed out. Left his shit there. Now, mind you, these motherfuckers in the Air Force and the Navy, they leave their shit on the table. Us, those Marines and us Army, we gotta pick our shit up, throw the shit in the trash. We don't be sitting letting motherfucker come through and clean some shit up for us. That shit don't fucking happen. Not with our shit. But anyway, so we like, damn, this motherfucker got up, left his plate and shit. That's this motherfucker. You're like, what the fuck is that? I ain't picking the motherfucker shit up. I didn't eat the motherfucker. I ain't clean the motherfucker, straight up. But anyway, so I went and hollered at him, man. We was in the Connexes. And when we out there in the field, we was over the sandbox. We had tents and shit like that. Boogie boards and shit. And then, we had Connexes. And so I asked him, man, what's up, man? What's going on with you, man? And he said, all that firing and shit, all the shit fucked him up because, he could have died, but it was just, the shit was crazy. And I was like, man, I know, bro. You know, we trip on the shit every time, bro. It ain't no, you know, you don't think about it. I mean, you just got to keep it moving. You know what I mean? Resolve yourself to where you at. Resolve yourself to what's happening. You know what I mean? But as far as like, you know, motherfucker ain't worried about getting hit. That's the only thing you tripping on. You don't want to get hit. You know what I mean? You don't know when the shit coming. You don't know the shit coming for your head, hit you in the fucking chest, hit you in the gut, and your shit fucked up, pop your leg, hit your homeboy, your battle buddy, your devil dog next to you. You know what I mean? Snap him off. You know what I mean? And you right there, that shit fucks with you, man. You don't want to deal with that kind of shit, bro. If you can, you know what I mean? So that's real talk. But that's just, you know, one story. Got some more, but it's like, you know, you just never know. And yeah, the sailors can get in and get down. It ain't just the SEALs. You know what I mean? There'd be other motherfucking sailors running through. And we didn't have collaborations where, you know, all outfits is pulled together. And then multinational forces where we dealing with other groups, you know, other countries. Yeah, it happens. It's real talk.